Here's the story, raw and real, not polished, not perfect, but pulsing with the kind of energy that makes your chest tighten when you think big picture. Rumors and whispers have been swirling around Jalen Ramsey, cornerback extraordinaire for the Miami Dolphins, and they're reaching a fever pitch. It isn't just idle chatter. This is more like a slow-burn fuse leading toward what could be one of the more seismic shifts this offseason. And get this, Ramsey apparently knows exactly where he wants to land. The scuttlebutt started gaining real traction after ESPN's Adam Schefter joined the Pat McAfee show last Friday. According to Schefter, Ramsey's not dreaming of settling somewhere quiet. Nope, he's aiming for the bright lights. He's eyeing the West Coast. Specifically, up for grabs are the Los Angeles Chargers and, interestingly, his old stomping grounds, the Los Angeles Rams. These are the teams he's feeling most drawn to. Let me pause to say Ramsey saying Los Angeles is more than geography. That's nostalgia. That's unfinished business. That's a man revisiting chapters he loved, chapters where he felt at his peak. And let's be clear, this is no polite preference. This is Jalen Ramsey telling the world, loud and clear, I know where I want to be. He has history in L.A. He has relationships there. He has fondness. He's not shopping for random opportunities. He's scoping out a homecoming. Now, let's not pretend the Dolphins are just going to shrug and ship him out without consequence. Ramsey's due nearly $24.2 million in 2025. That's not pocket change. That's a giant anchor to shift off the ship. If Miami wants to make this move happen, they're almost certainly going to have to swallow some of that contract cash. It's a financial dance with big steps and possibly big missteps. Here's where your chest tightens again. How hungry is Miami to move on? Are they okay carrying a cap hit to boot Ramsey out? Do they see him as a relic of last year's locker room drama? Or is there still a part of the organization that thinks, we got to keep this guy until the last whistle blows if there's a chance to win? One thing's for sure, the organization isn't shy to explore. Rumors are strong. But at the same time, there's a stall here, like they're waiting for the moment before they pull the trigger. Meanwhile, Ramsey's camp has been quiet, sterling silence. But silence speaks volumes in this game. His calm absence for media statements feels loud. You don't declare a preference for L.A. on a national stage and then start filtering rumors. You lean into it. He's not batting it down. He's not confirming, but he's also not shying away from it. That's deliberate. It's calculated. But the flip side, what if the trade doesn't happen before training camp? Will this simmering unsettledness become poison in the locker room? Will his focus fracture under the weight of distractions? Or will he show up on the field, pull his helmet on, and play like the same lockdown corner who's faced down some of the game's best? That's the question. Because once you start chasing a narrative, I want to go here, I want to escape there, that fire can hurt both you and the team. And what about the Rams angle? That's the emotional tug. He captured a Super Bowl with them between 2019 and 2022. He's got another ring. He's got unfinished business. Maybe he feels called back. There's magic in familiarity, in chemistry, in systems you know like your own jersey. If L.A. makes the move, it won't just be a trade. It'll be a calculated risk for both player and organization to stir the chemistry pot and see what bubble floats to the top. On the flip side, the Chargers are interesting. They're in the same city, breathing the same heat, living in the same media whirl, but they're in a different zone. Could Ramsey feel like another team in L.A. might provide a better balance, less glare, similarly big stage, possibly more control? Is he eyeing Justin Herbert and thinking he could bolster that secondary and present a more lethal partnership? Or are they just the convenient West Coast option? But wait, what if neither L.A. team bites? What if the money, the market, the logistics, all of it, boils Ramsey's choice down to Statue of Liberty-sized disillusion and he ends up back in Miami anyway? Now that's a drama script. Because part of being a big-time voice in this league means you've got to back your words with action. If he winds up in Miami, will he wear it like a scarlet letter? Will he paint it with a grin and say, I tried, but the stars didn't line up? Or will he retreat behind a wall of corporate speak and coach-approved positivity? Now picture this. Leibovitz of the locker room whispers in the ear of a reporter, Ramsey looked a bit off at OTAs, lost in thought. We're not speculating. We're imagining the whisper network if this drags on. Meanwhile, coaches might shift coverage schemes, rotate reps, all because the elephant in the room refuses to leave. If Miami's defensive architecture suddenly flexes to manage Ramsey's possible absence, you start seeing cracks, holes where precision should be. That's the rub. Football's not just muscle, it's minutiae. Those aren't just players you shift, they're pieces of a puzzle that have to fit, even when one looks out the window, dreaming of palm trees and Hollywood hills.